Hi world, it's Saturday, it's the 21st of March 2015, and it seems like we survived the eclipse of yesterday. I was a little bit sort of emotional yesterday. It's quite a big day just to actually see the eclipse of the sun with my own eyes. Very emotional thing. I'm surprised at how strongly I felt, but then I am a Cancerian. And then I realised, all of a sudden, when I woke up this morning, I thought, whoa, something's different. And then I realised it was equinox last night, about 10:45 p.m. last night. And as of now, we've got 4 planets in Aries: the Sun, the Moon, Mars, Uranus, none of whom are inclined to take prisoners. So this weekend is active. It is dynamic, it is feisty, fiery and projective, and it's got the potential to actually be a very incisive and active weekend. Certainly decisions and actions taken and made at this time are going to lead to some very interesting outcomes, hopefully very positive in the medium long term. Certainly it looks that way. But then I'm looking at what's been going on in recent times. I'm looking at what's been going on over recent months and years that kind of culminated to an extent with the eclipse of yesterday and will really culminate in the eclipse on the lunar eclipse on April the 4th of this year. And it's got me thinking once again about the long-term patterns. The thing about astrologers is that they're always looking further on down the line. As soon as you get to one point that they've been building up to, whether it's a grand cross or a grand trine or an eclipse, it's always like, okay, that's done, what's next? And I'm afraid this time is absolutely no exception to this one. I can't help but find myself looking at the horoscope just coincidentally at the 18th of March 2020 and the year 2020, when we're going to have the grand conjunction. And what I mean by the grand conjunction is that we will have Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto all in the last 10 degrees of Capricorn for almost the whole year of 2020. And whilst they won't all form into the same place exactly, they will all be very close to each other. Indeed, during March 2020, Mars will be there as well. And when you think of all of these big power brokers, Jupiter and Saturn, the economic and financial powerhouses, as well as Pluto, which deals a lot with the psychological undertones and the subversive elements of structure, all being in the area of the sky that deals with global, corporate and large block, BLOC, then it's pretty clear to me that 2020 is the end of what I see as the capitalist dream. Either that or we really go into Judge Dredd territory and cyborgs become the reality and a very few elite rich run the world. But realistically, unless there's a radical reduction in population between now and 2020, I can't see that happening. Instead, I can't help but feel that the artificial intelligence that's being generated around the world is going to become increasingly an agent of change, both in terms of functionality and effectiveness and running the shop, as well as giving us the ability to be able to expand our awareness, our consciousness and our perception as well. So we shall see where we stand. I'll be 65, 66 by then, and I'm quite looking forward to it. But today, well, today we've got lots of Aries energy around, and it's a little bit perturbing, especially as the moon is heading towards Mars and Uranus with a bit of a vengeance. So I expect that later today and overnight tonight, at least UK time, it's going to get a little bit hectic and mental out there. It's going to get a little bit feisty. So I would be advising individuals not to be letting their buttons get pushed, because it's likely with that moon in Aries that tonight could be one of those nights that it'd be very easy to say or do something that one would later regret. Obviously not a good position to be acting in a volatile, impulsive or impatient way. So today, tomorrow, proactive. Go and make things happen. Go and enjoy yourselves. Come back next week ready for another week of hard work. Mars is beginning to eye up Taurus now, and there's a bit of a change of a dynamic coming once we're into the second week of April. But as I'm fond of saying at the moment, let's get there. Catch you soon.